Hello there. Let's talk about pensions, old age pensions. A topic that shouldn't just concern elderly, but every single one of us. What's happening today is more than a debate about numbers or policies. It's about a test of fairness, integrity and responsibility. Now, Kemi Kazi Bannock or Badenoch has jumped on the Labour's back, entertaining the idea of means testing the triple lock. And it's under the guise of giving something back to the younger generations. Because according to the cockwombles in the House of Cockwombles, the younger generations are struggling because of us old codgers getting copious amounts of money out of the government. Now, on the surface, it sounds like a noble intention. Who wouldn't want to help the youth struggling with rising rents, stagnant wages and an increasingly unaffordable future, which they've created, these MPs, but that's for a different video, a different story. No, I'm not being fooled by this spin, and I don't think you are as well. This is less about helping younger generations and more about shifting blame and avoiding responsibility for decades of government mismanagement. For years, politicians have been kicking the can down the road when it comes to pensions. Successive governments have known that our ageing population and the strain on public finances was creating an unsustainable system. But instead of addressing these issues with foresight and bold reforms, they did what politicians do best: delay, deflect, and hope it would become someone else's problem. Well, now the chickens have come home to roost, and instead of owning their failures, they've decided to target those who can least afford to lose: the pensioner. So, let's break this down. The triple lock was introduced in 2011, and it was there to protect pensioners by ensuring that their state pension would increase each year by the highest of inflation wage growth, or 2.5%. It wasn't a handout. It was a promise, a guarantee that those who spent their lives contributing to the country, contributing to a system, a pension system, wouldn't be left behind in retirement. And now that promise is under threat. We hear the government talk about millionaire pensioners as if they're everywhere, sipping champagne while cashing in on a state pension. But can we just come back and be real about this? These so-called millionaires are the exception, not the rule. The vast majority of pensioners are living on modest incomes. Many rely solely on the basic state pension, which even with the triple lock provides just over £884 a month. To put that in perspective, that's less than some MPs claim in expenses every week. And yet, the government is seriously considering means testing the triple lock, which could mean cutting support for pensioners who've worked and saved their whole lives just because they managed to put a little aside for their retirement. Now here's a kicker for you. While they're busy scrutinising every penny going to pensioners, no one is talking about MPs' pensions. No. Let's take a closer look, shall we? An MP who serves just one term, 5 short years, walks away when his time comes with a pension of nearly £9,000 a year. On top of his state pension, of course. And this is paid for by the very taxpayers who they're asking to tighten their belts. Meanwhile, many pensioners, after decades of work, are struggling to get by on far less than that. Now, how is that fair? That the people making these decisions enjoy cushioned, gold-plated pensions, while those who have spent a lifetime building this country are left to wonder if they'll be able to heat their homes or buy groceries. The government claims that they're doing this for the younger generations doesn't hold water. Younger people aren't fooled. They see what's happening. And they know that breaking promises to today's pensioners sets a dangerous precedent. If this government, or any government, is willing to pull the plug out from the under one generation, what's to stop them doing the same to the next generation? The trust in the system, governments, is eroding, and we can all see it. No one's got trust in any of them really, and it's not the fault of pensioners. It's the fault of politicians who've prioritised short-term wins over long-term stability. Not long ago, Labour was supporting waspy women. Oh aye, we'll soon sort it when we get in power. Just an example. But anyway, here's an idea. Instead of targeting pensioners, why not take a hard look at MPs' pensions? Why not reassess the generous perks and privileges that politicians have awarded themselves over the years? If there's money to be saved, let's start at the top. Not at those who least expense can afford it. This isn't about pensions, it's about trust. It's about fairness and accountability. Pensioners have worked hard, paid their taxes and played by the rules. They've earned the right to a dignified retirement. The triple wonk wasn't just a policy, it was a promise. Breaking that promise won't solve the deeper issues within our pension system. It will only deepen the divide between the people and those elected to serve them. I say we should demand better. Demand fairness for everyone. Not just those at the top, because when we allow politicians to chip away at the rights and dignity of one group, we're going to open that door for them to do it to all others. And the triple lock isn't just about pensions. It's about who we are as a society. Are we a country that keeps its promises? Or are we a country that looks the other way while the most vulnerable are left behind? Now that choice is ours. Let's make the right one. Take care.